Wildman Tech. Watch it. One of the best shows out. Wildman Tech.
Before we get started, I got a bunch of sticker shout outs. We got one from Craig over at Craig's Workshop. He sent that in. It took like 2 months to get here. Unbelievable. The fellow over at Fix It Restore It, I forgot his name and it's not on his channel, but I'll leave a link to him anyway. Dale at Build Something Cool, and if you haven't watched Dale's channel, he has some really high-end content going on there around the area of machining and welding. Steve over at Solid Rock Machine Shop, Eric at Hand Tool Rescue, and Justin at The Good of the Land. And I'll leave links to all their channels in the doobly-doo below. And speaking of The Good of the Land, I went to that thing. It was in Temple, Texas, and I had a great time. And that's what you're going to see in this video is highlights from my trip to Temple. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, well it's Thursday, October 24th, and I'm heading to the Good of the Land Fest. It's like 5 a.m. I'm in the airport. I made it through the TSA security theater operation without a problem. It's a great day. It's going to be a long one though. Okay, so now I've landed in Fort Worth and the weather looks absolutely ominous. Look at that out there. It's almost like there's a tornado going to come anytime. Anyway, I'm in the Uber and I'm heading over to my hotel and we'll see what happens when I check in. Hopefully everything goes well. So now I'm on a train from Dallas to Temple, and it's about 3 hours or so. The engineer piloting this train really loves the horn. So apparently these were all crusted with rust yesterday.
They did, yeah, they videoed them going in. And they were going to use them for the kids to weld together and make stuff. But we didn't really, they dumped them in before we got a good plan of how we're getting them out.
Huh? So I'm here at the Good of the Land Fest, and there's a lot of notables here. And they have this little flea market, kind of swap meet area. There's some pretty cool stuff here. Have a look.
That's the problem, you run into this thing, you're what it goes to.
$10 for that vise.
Yeah.
And look at this monster anvil. That thing's got to be 5 feet long. DeRest is going to love this. He'd probably take it home with him. And this is all Andrew Alexander's stuff, if you know him from the Fitsall podcast or his Instagram page, Blacksmith Tools. And this here is an early reproduction of a horseless carriage. They got the thing almost exact, except the engine that was on the original was not available, so they just used one of similar power and design. Now if you watch Eric at Hand Tool Rescue, he just restored one of these Maytag gas engines. This thing powered a washing machine. I gotta make sure to let him know. Oh, there's a 2-cylinder over there. So Jimmy DeResta showed up at this thing, and he was spent most of the first day carving up swords and bow ties and things for kids. He was at that bandsaw all day long. Then he lost his glasses, and we got to see him unload his everyday carry. The guy must carry 5 pounds of stuff in his pockets. It was pretty funny. Now that's not the nicest power hacksaw I've ever seen, but it is the cleanest. Well, these guys brought out these excavators, and we get to try them. Hey, so here we have a fence making machine. This thing kind of pulls itself along and weaves the fence as you go. Now this thing here is a 4-cylinder, 245 horsepower engine, and to start it, it uses what they call air start. And I don't know how that works. He didn't explain that, but he did explain what he's doing now is he has to rotate the crankshaft to a particular position to initiate the process. And here he's closing the compression releases, and he'll start it right after this. Now, the first time they had run it this day, it just completely engulfed the entire area with smoke. Well, when I first walked up to this thing, I thought it was a printing press, but then upon closer inspection, I found out it's a power hammer. And this thing can drive from side to side in addition to up and down. And this is the matching anvil for it. And I found me a Tapmatic tapping head for $30. And here's Jimmy on about his 20th attempt to lasso a water bottle at the table as they're recording an episode of the Fits All podcast. It was kind of funny, but he finally got it. And then I finally got a selfie with him as well.
Well, hello everybody, this is Rusty Glove Box, and I'm here with Marsh Wildman, and we're here checking the Good of the Land show here, put on in Temple, Texas. So, hello everybody.
Then I got a bunch of selfies with people like Keith Rucker and Quinn from Blondie Hacks, Jim Bollinger from Do Right Fabrications, Rich from 42 Fab, and Scott from The Essential Craftsman. There are others you'll see later. Now I think this is Stan Zinkowski and Jim Bollinger helping somebody pull a wheelie on a golf cart. So I'm about to try that excavator out, see what it looks like from inside. And here I am in the cockpit. Now I had run a backhoe before, but this is nothing like a backhoe. A backhoe uses levers to actuate each of its hydraulic rams. This has joysticks, so the action is a little bit different. Now the fella that you see out there in front of us, he's giving us directions on what to do. Plus the entire cabin of this thing can rotate 360 degrees, and you'll see something we do with that effect later. The instructor's setting up excavator golf. So here the instructor has lined up our shot for us, and we're taking a wind up, and then we're going to let her rip and see how far the ball goes off the top of that hill. That must be 50 or 60 feet. That was fun. I got a selfie with Stan from Barzy Industrial, and then you might recognize this guy from Forged in Fire. He's making a sphere on a 200-pound power hammer. There was a lot of blacksmithing at this event. This is this girl's first railroad spike knife, and she's twisting the handle there. She was thrilled. April Wilkerson stopped in. It was good to see her again. Hadn't seen her in about 5 years. And I got a selfie with Eric from Hand Tool Rescue. The barbecue was incredible and really fattening. I gained 7 pounds on this trip. Now this is Rusty with his ice cream machine, and on the first day he made sherbet, but then in the afternoon, late that day, he made margaritas, and then he came back the next day and made more margaritas. Now, one of the things we were going to do at this event was cast an anvil, and Emma from Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop created a pattern that we were going to cast the anvil from, but it got hung up in customs. But then Andrew Alexander was there, and he said, "Oh, I have an anvil pattern," because, yeah, of course he does. And he lent it to the cause, and we used that pattern to cast this anvil. And here's Quinn packing the pattern, and that's one of the Bollinger boys helping out there.
It'll when it picks up on it, goes in that.
There's the anvil.
Moment of truth.
Yep.
Did Clark remember to put the pattern in or not?
Did I forget to what?
Put the entire pattern in. Just cut the sprue and start pouring.
Huh?
Now that resembles an anvil.
Yeah.
In your estimation, what's the level of the success of this pour?
Oh, that's still a shitty cast. I wouldn't send that out. That's pretty good for a first time on this thing.
Okay.
That's very good considering the weather messing us up with the sand, drying it out. You know, that's demonstration purposes is perfectly fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for your effort. That's looking more like an anvil every
Man, we
minute.
should have put that in canola oil.
Yeah.
So here I am in Temple, Texas. I had to check out of my Airbnb at 11. My train does not leave until 4:45, which is like 6 hours. I just kind of bounce around town like a homeless person, dragging my suitcase with me. So I'm just sitting at a park next to the train station. So take a look at this. This is the Temple, Texas station, under construction. And if I make it back next year, I'll make sure to stand in this very same place and take this same shot and do a comparison.
I do a lot of simulation games. I think one of the most boring games I've ever done. It's boring. You got different trains and everything, but after a while it's like, man, what's something different now? I'll play one now, so I'll come back.
So I was just given a rude awakening. They used to have this bar car that had wine tasting and stuff like that going on, and they don't have that anymore. That whole car is not even on this train. Now you've got the observation car with its downstairs snack bar and the dining car, and that's a little bit of a disappointment, but you know, at least I got a bed to sleep in tonight. And it's goodbye to Temple. Maybe we'll be back next year. All right, so what's your name?
My mother named me David Ferrer. That's my name my mother gave me at birth. But 2 years went by, I'm L.A. Hopi, the Hopi Blues Band. Twinkle, twinkle. We'll go see what you said. Twinkle, twinkle now, little star. Like a diamond. Like a diamond, yeah, feel like a diamond in the sky. Everybody knowing now, twinkle be watching over. Come on now, twinkle, 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 na na na, little star.
Okay, so I was not looking forward to riding coach for 2.5 days. So Saturday night, I asked how much to upgrade to a room, and they said $650. Sunday night, I asked how much to upgrade to a room. They said $450. Today, minutes before my train arrived, I asked how much to upgrade to a room. $350. All meals included. That was worth the upgrade. So here I am. It ain't much of a room, but it's a room, and it's mine. Okay, so this is a really nice blanket, way nicer than the blanket you get in first class on Delta. I am definitely stealing this damn thing. So back in San Antonio, they unhooked my car from the rest of the train and put it on the end of a different train. And now I'm at the back of the train. It's kind of cool because you can see this view. also kind of sucks because now there's 6 cars between me and the dining car, and that's a pretty long trek on a train, 6 cars.
If you have now in your life, come down to Texas. Yeah, now in your life, come down here. You better read what the sign said. Boy, you come down here. You better read what the sign said. Boy, you come down here. Now, if you haven't been drinking alcohol, boy, you been up down Texas Highway. You better look out for Mr. Texas Ranger, 'cause he gonna lock up and throw the key away. No, you got cocaine in your pocket, boy, you'll never see home. You'll be locked up down there in Huntsville, the same. Come on now, pick it up. Yeah, down here, hold on. Boy, yeah, I'm going down in Texas. You better read what the sign say. Boy, you come out here. Boy, you come out here.
Lovely.
So in the middle of nowhere, Valentine, Texas, there's a Prada store. Cotton farm in the middle of the desert. And there's thousands of pecan trees here. They go on for miles. Right outside of a town that is so stingy with water, they let the parks dry up and trees in them die. Okay, so off in the distance there is the infamous Rio Grande, and you can see it is so shallow, there's nobody going to be swimming that. They'll just wade across. Now we're in New Mexico. The track's a lot smoother and we're going a lot faster. But we're 5 hours late. Okay, I'm here at Los Angeles Union Station. My train from Texas was 5 hours late, but then they gained back 3 hours as I slept during the night. Anyway, the Coast Starlight's coming in here shortly, and then I'll be on my way north to Sacramento. And this is why they call it the Coast Starlight. So they've stopped us to let the southbound Coast Starlight pass us. I can hear it in the distance. It's getting closer. So that was my trip to Temple, Texas, and the Good of the Land Fest. I had a pretty good time there, and I would definitely go back to that. Anyway, I know that I told you guys my next video was going to be the hand punch press, and I have been working on it all this time, but I'm not going to release that video until it's complete and functioning. Anyway, that's all for this time. Thanks for stopping in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click up here to see my last video. Click over here to see something of mine YouTube thinks you'll like, and have a good one.